This is a production of Off the Hook Sports with Dave Hooker.
Chalk Talk, and look at us already in the second week of May with Chris Landry. I'm Dave Hooker. Football season will be here before you know it, but plenty of news with the transfer portal and all of that, and we'll get to it. Tennessee with a big pickup in the transfer portal I haven't had a chance to talk to Chris about, so it's pretty significant. We'll get to that. Brought to you by Craft Treats. Full spectrum CBD treat. Contains minor cannabinoids that increase the benefits of CBD. It's great for situational anxiety for your dog. And by the way, Chris, have you ever heard a fox scream? Astley scream. And so the first time I heard of it a couple of years ago, I ran outside thinking somebody literally was being murdered in my yard. And I've gotten used to it. My dog has not. So my dog still thinks that something crazy is going on outside. So it started about 5 nights ago. What did I do? I gave him some of those chill pills, situational anxiety, storm anxiety, fox anxiety, car ride anxiety. And also for those older dogs, and my dog's getting there too. He has a little trouble jumping up on the bed. They can take care of inflammation. So again, the CBD for animals is a game changer in a couple of different regards. All right, Chris, let's get to it, man. I kind of respect. We could argue about whether or not players should be paid, whether or not they should be able to transfer immediately. I tend to side on the side of the players. But for right or wrong, the market, not Mark Emmert, has worked itself into a position where, Chris, college football is a year-round sport. We're worried about the portal. We're worried about practice. We're worried about signing days. And the NFL did this first with the draft and free agency, and they probably meant to. I don't think college football meant to. But now you talk about a year-round sport. I don't know when you and I are going to get any sleep, but it's 52 weeks a year.
It is. The difference is the NFL has mastered it, and it's more organized. So
Right.
The end of the season, you've got the start of the league year with free agency, then all the draft preparation, and then it's amazing. Like right now, they're milking out the schedule. It used to be they would have a schedule announcement day in the NFL. Now it's a weekly. They announced the games overseas. Today they announced the Monday night games, and then Thursday they're going to announce it all. And then and it's mini camps, and then it's training camps, and it's a Hall of Fame. And so they've got the issue with college football is there is no organization. They kind of retroactively try to fit things. So you're right. The transfer portal keeps it opening now. At least with May, you can't transfer in the conference after that. So there needs to be better structure on when this stuff can happen and when it can't, because the downside is you can't really look forward to anything in college if you're following it. It's like,
great point.
Well, what the heck's going to happen now? Is my star quarterback going to leave, next week? I mean, whereas like you can't feel any comfort level if you follow a team because you don't know what the heck's going on. Is somebody going to come offer my guy an NIL deal? Now, it's a little bit of an exaggeration, right? But one thing that started to change was recruiting is huge now, visit month in May and then June. And whereas, now you throw in the NIL with the transfer portal, you just don't know what's going to happen when, and that's going to lead to a lot of confusion. So I think it's good from the news cycle, but better organization and structure is definitely needed.
That's a great point. So I used to get up on the first Wednesday of every February, and I'd start working at 7 a.m., and I wasn't done until midnight back in the day. Now, that was National Signing Day, but why didn't we have a National Portal Closing Day? I mean, it needs a better name. Okay, that's not a good name by Dave, but you see the point. I mean, people would literally be like around the television and keeping track, but you're right. We have no organization now.
Yeah, and a lot of my friends and a lot of people and administrators I talk with, we discuss a lot with my NFL background how it's done. Well, there's a start of free agency, then there's and the free agency is still going on. It's just there's a wave, and then there's certain deadlines. That's what needs to happen in college. Now, my college friends tend to get frustrated because they don't want to be like the NFL. Well, they're exactly like the NFL. It's college free agency. We just call it portal. But the whole that, and then what doesn't happen is, okay, you're going to have college free agency. That ought to be the time where if somebody from point A to point B, a player can look at options. You need to figure out what the NIL is going to be, Dave. Is it going to be a year-to-year basis? Because it's a collective that is not associated with the university, but it kind of is. Is it going to be 1 year? Is it going to be 2 years? What's it? So we have contracts. Player signs a contract. It could be a 1 year deal. It could be a 2 year deal. There are ways you can do it. I've kind of told them, look, whatever you do, just organize the flipping thing so that you know what you're doing when you're doing it. And then it starts here, it ends here, and here's a window where you can do that. And you could make it interesting. It may be still frustrating for fans that don't like the movement, but you can't have nonchalant movement that's here, there with no rhyme or reason. That's not good. That is not knowing what's going on. And with the idea of, okay, there's no real rules. Well, that is just chaos beyond belief, because you can't just do willy-nilly what you want in the NFL. In college, there's certain things that you could just do anytime, anywhere. And I'm going to tell you this. I'm getting this a lot from my friends in college. They are frustrated. I don't know if you know Matt Luke very well. He left. He left Georgia, and he's
Matt Luke is only one of 2 coaches who have hugged me. So, yes, I know Matt Luke well. Go ahead.
Well, sorry. Matt is now saying, I'm not hugging anybody in college. I'm leaving. He says, the hell with this. He just – there's a lot of what I'm getting is people at colleges are recruiting my kids at our school by telling them, we can get you a better NIL deal. And as long as you have a certain time of year where maybe a guy can leave, but, if it can leave just about any time, that's going to create chaos. So I think it's like anything else, in moderation, whether we talk about diet, whether we talk about anything else, needs to be some organization.
Use the promo code below, get 15% off at Craft Treats, and they have the barley bones in addition to CBD. They've got great holistic dog ingredients that are unbelievable. The unique flavors like pizza party, breakfast biscuit, and traditional flavors like bacon and peanut butter. I wouldn't tell you it wasn't fantastic if I didn't believe it. So click on that ad to get 15% off, and don't forget about CBD, which can relieve some anxiety and issues with your dog. Okay, so tell me about Austin Lewis. He's 6'6", 270 pounds, played 4 games at ETSU in 2021. He was originally at Liberty. What does Tennessee get in this pickup transfer? He's not a 5-star guy, but can he fill a need?
No, he could. Look, when he came out of high school, to refresh folks' memory, David Crockett High School in the Jonesboro area. He was kind of a 3-star-ish guy. The Cincinnati's, Appalachian State, good pro, Colorado State, Kansas State, Memphis, UCF, and Liberty type guys were recruiting him. Went there, did a really good job, as you mentioned. Moved on to East Tennessee State, go get closer to home. Guy that's got some experience. He's a guy that, you can plug in. He can play in the rotation. I don't expect him to start, but we've talked about it on this show for a while, that to have some depth, to have guys with experience that can play off blocks, that can be in the rotation. I think this guy can give you some quality snaps. Do you want him starting and getting, 55 reps a game? No, but I think that you can get good quality 20, 25 reps. That's one thing, too, about players. Some of these guys that maybe are talented, good technicians, the more you play them, the more they get exposed. But if you play them the right situationally and they are used to kind of freshen up in the rotation, give the other guys stronger legs into the fourth quarter, particularly if you're going to play with the lead, this guy can do that and help your depth. No question about it.
Good deal. Well, we will see what he's able to do. I do worry about some of these smaller schools. In about 30, 45 seconds, Chris, we're going to see another level of college football break off, aren't we? I mean, because if you can go rob the ETSUs of the world, I mean, really, it's almost a different sport. It's not the same.
Absolutely. You know, if you think at this, look at it this way, Khalil Mack.
Oh,
there's no way he stays at Buffalo. And you know, if he's when he was, there's no way in the future that. It's just, you know, really, really good play. I don't see that because he's going to get a lot of NIL money, more than Buffalo could do even for one player. I think it's coming, and I think it would be good. We have to find a way to fund some of those programs, but I think those programs, you know, at the non-Power 5 level need to be playing for something, you know, some sort of a title that's against like schools. Because if you're in the MAC, for example, you know, you're not going to ever play in the national playoffs. So let's play it in if you want to call it G5, a G5 playoff system. That's where it should be. But yeah, those programs who normally have to get the 2- and 3-star guys and develop them, they're going to be developing from a better program. That's where a kid can get more money. It's unfortunate.
Again, use the promo code that is attached on this post. Get 15% off for your pet's craft treats. Whether we're talking about CBD to make your pet more comfortable from pain or anxiety, or we're talking about just good tasting treats. Chris and I have talked about trying one. We haven't done it yet, but you can go Farm to Treat, a great choice for dogs who eat raw chicken, lamb, and sweet potato flavors available. Again, click on this link. Craft Treats brings you today's Chalk Talk. We'll see you next week.